Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's March 25th, and I always date my videos. That way I can go back and I can get an idea. And plus, those of you that like to keep up with things can tell about when things are happening in my climate zone. So anyway, what I'm doing is I'm going out here through the garden this morning, and I'm looking at my strawberries. They're just loaded up. A lot of them's getting ripe right now, and this is my first spring crop. Is those of you that followed, I think I put these in about August in a different spot, and I moved them down here in the middle of the fall. They were still nice and green. Most of them were from pots that I was catching the runners, and I'll have to get on some of these. I can see this particular variety is well known for putting out runners like that, and I do need to finish out this row, so I'm not going to cut off any runners until after I get this row finished up. What I'll start doing is potting these up so they'll root in, and then I'll just take that and cut it loose and set that pot off into the place where I want it to be. But these will bear all year. What this video is about is I'm going to show you a few things that's changing around in the garden here on the farm. For those of you that are familiar with my farm, this is where my fruit trees are. But if you notice, there's no fence around them anymore. This fence has been taken up over here by the peach, persimmon, and plum trees, and that Granny Smith right there. And this fence over around these trees you can see the line where it used to run right down here, but it's been taken up. So, and it's really lifting spiritually, because it always made me feel confined. I couldn't go somewhere. And this is where the fence is going to go. Now, this is not a no-till. This is going to be a till. This is roughly a quarter acre or so. And we're going to put this fence up. We've got quite a few poles. We have a little gate here, so it should be high enough to discourage the deer and from getting in here. That's the main thing. But what we're going to do here is plant some corn in this area right here. This will be some sweet corn and plus some winter squash, because we really don't have the area in the other garden, so we're going to put it over here. Now, I do have a water over here, and we'll go around there and look at that. And I have this other spot. I figured I'd show this before we went over to where the water was, but this spot is going to be corn also, but this is going to be some field corn, dent variety, because in order to grind corn or to make hominy, either way, if you're going to make cornmeal, you need a field corn type corn, or and I think maybe I can't think variety, but anyway, a field corn. You don't want a sweet corn for that. I think part of it, the moisture content's way too high in sweet corn. But we're going to make some hominy too this year, so we need some field corn. So we're going to put this down here. Now, I'm not going to fence around this, and I'm going to hope for the best that the deer don't mess with it. There's enough activity at my neighbors over there that hopefully it'll keep things kind of in check down here, but we'll find out. I think I'm actually going to put my deer camera down here and see what decides to come in through this area. And this area does have water. This faucet, except the fact I did have water. I had to break loose when my son sold his property. I was hooked on a water line coming from a well I had drilled down there before I sold it to him, and we were digging it up, and would take and you can see a white pipe out there. Well, anyway, I took and cut it off just the wrong side of where this comes off it. So now what I've got to do is take and rerun this down that way. But anyway, this should be a good place. The only problem I have in here is I do have a maple tree, Japanese maple. I don't know if it survived the winter. We'll see how this goes, because it's really brittle. It could have those minus 7 degree days might have took it out. So anyway, we'll see. But this was an old garden spot that I used. It hadn't been used in a long time, and I've tilled it over about 3 times, and I'll come back here again. I do have the dog decides to get out here and try to dig up the gophers that's in here, so I probably need to catch those few before I start with this. But anyway, that's where we're sitting. There's the update. If you want to watch more of my videos, just hit that subscribe, hit the bell button, give it a big thumbs up, and share this video. It really helps my channel. Happy gardening.